Hello everybody, welcome back to TTL F1 Season 12, round number 9, which takes us to the Austrian Grand Prix. My name is Kieran McGinley. It's only me this week, so you're going to have to put up with my voice for the next hour and a half. I hope that's okay. Austrian Grand Prix then. If you didn't watch the mini league on Wednesday night, Andy and I were covering it, the first half of it, you would have seen the Austrian Grand Prix and how hectic it was. Lots of battles happening up and down the field. Austria always provides those little bits of battling, especially with the 3 DRS zones. You've got the DRS zone along the start finish straight. After turn 1, you'll also have a DRS zone going all the way up towards turn 2. And then the third and final DRS zone from turns 3 to turn 4. Only 2 detection points though. One just before turn 10 and the other one just before turn 3. It's in the braking zone of turn 2. So if you did watch that last time around, you would have seen how much battling there actually was. So we're hoping for much of the same tonight. Obviously no Andy tonight because it is a Tuesday. Andy, if you're watching, hello. I hope the move is going okay. And I hope to see you back in the box very, very shortly. Hopefully as soon as tomorrow night. So it will be great to have you back then. Now, obviously, the Austrian Grand Prix provides a lot of drama. It's first started in the 1970s, a lot longer, that track. The classic track, much wider, or much bigger, I should say. It was redesigned all those years ago to make it safer. And off the calendar after the, I believe, 2002 season. I think it was taken off the calendar and then brought back by Red Bull in 2014. And ever since, it's been staple on the calendar. We love coming to Austria. It's only 10 corners, but that's debatable even though. Andy and I always argue whether it's 8 or 10 corners. I go by what Formula 1 says. Formula 1 say there's 10 corners, there's 10 corners. But there used to be 8, but the track hasn't changed. But there's now 10. The point is, doesn't matter how many corners there are around this track, it's a very fast flowing track that punishes mistakes badly. If you make even a single mistake on a qualifying lap, you find yourself 3/10 down, you're going to find yourself towards the back of the field. That's how close it is. And of course we have the driver standings. So we've got Blizzard on top of the table with 146, Squeezy in second on 102, Poe is in third, tied with Lambo on 66 points, then Gort is in fifth on 62, Siege in sixth on 38, Clifford in 7th on 36, Ollie in 8th on 34, Steph in 9th on 30 points, Latino in 10th on 28 points, tied with him is Alan Kay, then Josh, Francis and Jay all tied for 12th place on 25 points, Spike in 15th on 20 points, Maze in 16th on 18 points, Sean is in 17th on 17 points, Ollie in 18th on 15 points, Frank and Plaster in 19th on 8 points apiece, and then there is Damien in 21st place with a single point to his name. The constructors tables look a little bit like this. Force India at the top on 187, McLaren in second on 130, Haas not far behind on 128, then Toro Rosso in 4th on 70 points, Williams in 5th on 63, it's Sauber in 6th on 48, Red Bull in 7th on 45, Renault in 8th on 43, Ferrari in 9th on 33, and Mercedes bringing up the rear on 31 points. I'm glad you've chosen your Tuesday evening. I was going to say Friday then. Why was I going to say Friday? Tuesday evening. I'm glad you're spending it with me. It's going to be wonderful. You're going to make the right choice. And I'm hoping you're going to make the right choice because we should have a good battle tonight in terms of the front. Obviously, we started the stream a little bit early, so because I was so excited, we started the stream early. Why not? Why not? Overtaking opportunities at the Austrian Grand Prix. Turn 1 arguably is an overtaking point. You can try and go up the inside. Turn 3 and turn 4 are your major braking zones. They are the places to make the move if you're going to make them, especially staying behind the driver going through turn 2 and then into the braking zone of turn 3, which will give you that DRS for the straight afterwards. So you stay behind for the detection point and then you can make your dive down the inside, which will then give you the DRS to help get you away. And then you've got the middle section of turns 5, 6, 7 and 8. The parts of the track where you need that aero and you need that mechanical grip in order to keep you on the track. It is a difficult circuit to get the setup absolutely right because it's a little bit deceiving, Austria. You think you could run high aero, but then you forget about the straights. High aero works as long as you've got DRS, but if you haven't got DRS, you're going to find yourself stranded out there. It might be good for a qualifying setup, but you might see some drivers maybe turn down the front wing when it comes to the race, just so it gives them a little bit more straight line speed going into the race, and help their straight line speed altogether. Now, I haven't done solo commentary in a long time, and I'm forgetting the most basic things, like, you know, putting out the tweet, which is taking a lot longer than I would like it to, but what are you going to do? And Andy actually replied to me on Twitter saying, when the lights go out, don't say the hills are alive with the sound of horsepower, or I'll be very disappointed. Andy, I'm fed up of that saying. I make a point of it in my tweets. I said, what did I say? I'm not going to mention what the hills are alive with tonight, but it is round 9, it is the Austrian Grand Prix, and if I hear one more person say that the hills are alive with the sound of V6 engines like I did 2 seasons ago, then, you know, I'm stepping away. I'm done. I'm done. So hopefully none of that, none of those cliches, none of those Julie Andrew or Sound of Music references, none of those. We're here for the racing. That is all we're here for. Good evening, everyone joining the stream. Hopefully you're going to be treated to a great race tonight. Now, I'm finding myself a little bit distracted because as I'm doing this, I'm trying to type out the stream and just basically try and do the job, which I'm not very good at. I've found. Normally I do this when Andy's talking, when he talks about the track and he talks about everything else. That's when I would normally come in and and make all the tweets and whatnot. Unfortunately not tonight, but there we go. You see, now I'm having to be quiet so I can actually type. There we go, it's done. The tweet was posted. Excellent. Obviously, come and join us in the chat if you want to. 16 drivers for tonight for round number 9. And we should be off to a good one. It's a welcome back for Spike. We haven't seen you in a while, so great to see you back in TTL. Hopefully he'll be able to join us for Commentator's Corner. Hopefully we'll get to see him at the end of the race. Who knows though? The Austrian Grand Prix though, I think Spike has come back just for this one because we all know he loves this track. In terms of the battle at the top, well, Blizzard's got a very healthy lead of 44 points. It's almost a race win. But as we've seen in the past, we have seen Blizzard's lead fluctuate over the season. It can decrease and then increase, then it normally decreases around about the mid-season, which it then extends towards the end of the season and whatnot. You normally see Blizzard here in the mid-season. That gap is going to close up, and it might happen tonight. You never know. We'll have to wait and see. Qualifying is coming up in just a couple of moments' time, and we'll be able to see what happens and who is going to prevail. Alan in the chat says, evening Kieran. Evening Alan. Hopefully you're going to have a good race today. I believe 3 out of the last 4 races Alan has been driver of the day. Can he make it 4 out of 5? Who knows? Who knows? Spike says he missed this race last season. Well, he's back for it tonight. And hearing those sounds of it, no, I'm not going there. I'm not doing it. 16 drivers then for this one. As Alan says in the chat that the weather is dry. I've been thinking for both sessions, but as you can see there, it's a little bit misty up in the trees there, up in the forest there, as we're just waiting for someone to go out onto the track. Now my guess is it's going to be Squeezy. Squeezy's normally the first one out onto track for these qualifying sessions. That's probably who it's going to be, but we'll find out. Yep, someone's leaving the McLaren garage. Is it Squeezy? I believe it is. Squeezy's leaving the pit lane. And you can see there, championship leader Blizzard making his way out onto the track as well. And it is indeed Squeezy. Who else would it be first out onto the track? Spike says the hills are alive with the sound of overheating tyres. Spike, I thought we discussed this. We discussed this. No tropes. None of that. As Squeezy makes his way out onto the track. Then Lambo, who's had a tough start to the season. He finds himself joint third with Poe on 66 points. Now, to put that into perspective, he's currently 80 points behind the championship leader. 80 points is a lot to make up, especially after round number 9. And with round 10 just around the corner, the British Grand Prix, he'll be hoping to pick up some decent points and maybe even a race win when we get to it. He hasn't won a race this season, so he'll be hoping to get back onto track then, as he's got Poe right behind him. Oh, no, that's not Poe, that was a Force India. I'm trying to think who it was. I think it was Blizzard actually. Yes, it was. Championship leader Blizzard finding his way through as he makes his way around turn 9 and turn 10. The thing about the Austrian Grand Prix is, and the track, is it's so short you can get about 4 flying laps in if you really, really want to. As you can see there, Blizzard making his way up the hill towards turn 1 and clipping a little bit of that braking board there. I just noticed that. Trying to take that away. Here comes Poe up towards turn 1 as well. We've also got Squeezy out on track making his way towards turn 3. All about the traction out of turn 3. Watch out for that as we head through the race. We've also got Sean out on track. He's on the soft tyre, you can see there. The hardest tyre at the track this weekend. Obviously you've got the ultra soft, the super soft and the soft tyre here at the Austrian Grand Prix. No sight of the hyper softs. Well, because of the overheating issue that Spike was mentioning in the chat earlier on. That's why we don't have the hypersofts. Alan Kay out on track then, heading through the slight kink of turn 2 and up towards turn 3 now. We first raced at the Austrian Grand Prix in 1970, and the track is 4.3 kilometres long with a race distance today of around about 153 kilometres. Lap record 106.957 set in the race by Kimi Räikkönen in 2018. Blizzard topping the table then with a 103.7. Squeezy in P2 with a 104.194. Lambert in third place there with a 104.4. 3 lap times there so far. Damien making his way through turn 6 and then on his way through to turn number 7. And as you can see there in the Mercedes, he's only got the single point this season, Damien. So he'll be hoping to hopefully extend that. And the Austrian Grand Prix, it is a little bit manic, it is a bit chaotic, so there is a chance of grabbing some points there. Alan Kay on the soft tyres with a 106.9. Sean also 106.9 as Damien goes P4 then with a 106.1 on the ultra soft tyres. The lap times are flooding in now as Steph posts a 106.8. We've got the Gort out on track. We've also got Plaster there coming towards the line on the ultra soft tyres. What can he do? Well, he can do nothing because that was his out lap onto his flying lap. Here comes Poe then, coming around turn 9, and I believe he's coming into the pits, and indeed he is. He had his lap time invalidated, I do believe. Litinho coming towards turn 3, making sure he gets that exit absolutely spot on. And here's someone we haven't seen in a while, Spike, making his way through the final couple of corners, making his way towards the line. What can he do then? He goes P3, 104.3 on the ultra soft tyres. Litinho making his way through turn 6 whilst we've got a car off the track there. That is a Sauber. I believe that was Alan Kay off the track then, as Litinho makes his way through. We've also got Plaster there. Yeah, that's Alan Kay doing a bit of rallycross there in the background as Plaster makes his way through. We'll have to see what Litinho can do then. Coming around the final corner, running a little bit wide. You've got to be careful there because you can invalidate your lap time going that wide. And that's exactly what happened to Litinho. 104.8, which would have put him into P6 there. But no dice, he ran too wide and he's got to go again. Blaster with a 106.4 then puts him up to P7. As we've got Litinho out there who did set a lap, but it was invalidated. So he's got to go again. And as you can see then, lots of drivers on the ultra soft tyres. And only 3 drivers on the soft tyre. Yet to see the super soft running in this session, as we might normally do, but not today, not yet, as we've still got the Gort, Maze, Poe, LMFC and Siege still in the pit lane, yet to join the track. 12 minutes and 20 seconds to go, and Blizzard is on provisional pole position as Litinho here is on full attack mode, going through turn 8 and coming towards turn 9, up the hill and then down to the braking zone, chucking the car in and hoping it sticks as we head through turn 10 now. Coming around the final corner, he does run wide, but that should be a valid lap time now as he heads towards the line, and it's not. Surprisingly, it's not a valid lap time again. He must have just run too wide coming out of turn 10, and that is what can kill the lap time. Lambert there getting up to P5 on a 104.4 just there. I believe that was, or that might have been someone else. No, in fact it was... oh Oh, never mind. I thought I saw someone jump up the field. But Squeezy now on a set of Ultra Softs, starting a new flying lap. You've got Blizzard there, heading towards turn 3, that braking zone. As you can see, braking hard there. Drop into first gear and then quickly back up to second to reduce that wheel spin. And that is the Sauber of Alan Kay just getting out of the way, as that's what that yellow flag is for. As Blizzard makes his way now down towards turn 4, chucking the car in, and not hopefully making it stick because it's low speed, so it should stick to the ground. As Blizzard using that right hand side curb as much as he possibly can to help the turn in, going through turn 7 now, and then through turn 8, as he makes his way up and then down the hill towards turn 9. And can Blizzard extend that gap he has in this qualifying session, going through turn 10 now. And he keeps it on the track, making his way towards that start-finish line. Can he get it better? Yes, he can. It's a 103.6 for Blizzard. As he makes his way, he's improved by a 1/10 of a second. Squeezy making his way towards the line. He improves by 2/10 of a second, almost 3/10 of a second. But the lap time was invalidated, so it doesn't count. He has to go again. Lambo out on track then, as he makes his way towards the line to start a flying lap. Finally, some super soft tyres are being put on the car. As you can see, Spike in the pit lane thinking about it, Plaster as well, and Maze in the pit lane thinking about the super soft tyres. Poe out on track. He sets a 103.8 and puts himself up to P2. So he's on the front row of the grid right now, as he puts it into no ERS deployment and making his way back to the pit lane. So after 8 minutes of qualifying, Blizzard on provisional pole position. Poe is in second, Squeezy third, Spike in fourth, Ollie fifth, Lambo in sixth. The Gort then putting a lap time into P7. That drops Alan Kay to 8th, Damien in 9th, Steph in 10th, Plaster in 11th, Sean in 12th place, and those yet to set a lap time still in the pits: Maze, Latinho, LMFC and Siege. Lambo then making his way around the final couple of corners, coming through turn 10. You've got to watch that curb on the left hand side as Lambo makes his way towards the line and goes up to P4 with a 104.2. Ollie then on full attack then. As you can see there, you can see in the bottom right hand corner of your screen the ERS deployment. You can use quite a bit of the ERS around this track, because there's quite a few braking zones, so it allows you to recharge that battery efficiently. And also with the deployment as well, there's plenty of it to deploy. It doesn't limit you unless you run hot lap mode the whole way around. There's only certain points where you have to drop the battery down to a lower mode, and even then it's not very many places. As Ollie makes his way around turn 7, you can see there the Mercedes. I believe that is Damien. Is it Damien? No, it's Steph. Steph, who's done 5 laps on those soft tyres, as Ollie makes his way around the final corner, heading towards the line. Can he improve on his lap time through the DRS zone? And it is a 104.044. He improves by 4/10 of a second, and he's up to 3rd place. Plaster on a lap time. He's already gone a 1/10 quicker on these super soft tyres. He makes his way down the hill towards turn 4 with that DRS open. And it's just got to get this braking zone of turn 4 absolutely spot on. It's downhill, so it's much easier to lock up the brakes as you make your way now through turn 5 and towards turn 6. Through that left-hander, watching that curb on the outside as we make our way through turn 7 and then through turn 8. A 1/10 down for Plaster as he makes his way through sector 2. As you can see, he's running out of ERS deployment here as he makes his way through turn 9. And then through turn 10. Ooh, late decision to come into the pits, but it's a decision he's made then. Plaster coming in, abandoning that lap almost. And Spike comes out on a set of soft tyres. So I wonder if he's just doing a little bit of testing with these soft tyres in these conditions. And just seeing if he can make those tyres last. Obviously, with these tyres... Oh, he loses the back end there. Ooh, bit of a scary moment for Spike there as he just lost that back end. Didn't want to stick to the ground at all. And that rather put a spanner in the works for his lap time. He lost a second there. But I don't think that was all down to the spin. As oh, he's lost the car again. Can he keep it out of the wall? Yes, he can. A little bit of a sketchy session so far for Spike. He finds himself P6 at the moment. And they have been on a set of ultra soft tyres. There is a Force India going through your picture now. And that is Blizzard on for yet another lap in this session. As he makes his way out of turn 3, down the hill he goes in that DRS zone. And we see Litinho has finally set a lap time. It's a 1:11.2 though, so it's not representative of what he can actually do. As Blizzard then makes his way through turn 5, coming towards 6 and 7 once again, using that curb on the right-hand side there to try and maximise that track he gets. Siege then also on a lap as he makes his way through turn 10. On the soft tyres, remember, what can he do from this position? As he'll come across the start-finish line, it's a 1:05.3, which puts him into P7. Not a bad lap time from Siege then. We're yet to see Maze and LMFC in this qualifying session though. Poe then coming around the final corner. What can he do with his lap time? Can he improve? It's a 1:08.830. It's 0.02 of a second almost improvement, but it is not enough to get him onto provisional pole position. The Gort then has set a 1:05.3 on a set of ultra soft tyres. And as you can see, he's making his way up the hill towards turn 3. Alan Kay is on an out lap. He is on a set of super soft tyres. And if we have a look at the best lap time that drivers have set, you can see the tyres by the now. So Blizzard all the way down to Spike, that top 6 have set their best lap time on an ultra soft tyre. Siege has set his best on softs, with the Gort on ultras, Alan Kay on softs, and Damien on ultra softs. So there really is all or nothing in this one. As you can see, Alan Kay making his way through turn 1 in the DRS zone. There goes Plaster through your picture, then goes Alan Kay. They both head up the hill towards turn 3. And we're riding on board with Alan then. Oh, he loses that back end. And I think, is he going to stay with his lap time? I'm not entirely sure. We'll see what his sector time is like. Obviously the sector line is just before turn 7, so we won't really know how that loss of back end will affect Alan Kay as he makes his way through turn 6, through the left-hander, and then through turn 7. As you can see then, Alan Kay has backed off entirely. Maze has retired from the session entirely, so he's not set a lap time. He'll be starting from the back of the grid then. Sean on a set of ultra softs starts a new flying laps. He heads towards turn 1. It's all about getting the setup absolutely spot on. You don't want the car to be losing control or spinning up the rear tyres too much. Here comes Spike then, heading through turn 8 on his outlap. Up the hill and then down it towards turn 9 and then through turn 10. As you can see, that sweeping camera there, making sure Spike stays on the track, and he does. So on he goes then for his flying lap, this time on a set of super soft tyres. He makes his way towards turn 1. You've got to clip that curb on the inside and watch the curb on the left-hand side on the exit. Very easy to mount it and just throw the car out of proportions as we head through the slight kink of turn 2 and up the hill now towards turn 3. Gravity can help you here. Slow the car down, and Spike's personal preference is to keep it in second gear, as you can see there. Going down the hill with the DRS wide open towards turn 4. And you can see then Spike using that curb on the left-hand side, downhill, braking, always, there is the risk of just locking up the tyres then, and Spike again losing that back end. That car's not happy with the speed it has to take through, and Spike just about holding on as well, so he's really struggling with that car then. It's not acting in the way he wants it to. But he's still going on with his lap time then as we head up the hill towards turn 9, and actually he has actually abandoned it. As he'll head to the pit lane, runs a little bit wide, but he comes into the pit lane. Ooh, just about kept it out of the wall there as he was making his way through the pit lane. Meanwhile, Alan Kay has set a 1:05.083, which puts him up to P7. Good lap from Alan Kay there. Here comes Sean on a flying lap, going through turn 7 and then through turn 8. And what sort of lap time will he set on a set of super soft tyres? He has already set a lap time on super softs, as that is Litinho now putting himself up to P7 at the 1:04.4. Here comes a Haas across the line, and here comes Sean across the line. What can he do? He goes 3/10 quicker but it's not enough to get him ahead of Steph there. And as you can see, he's had enough of the session, and he retires from qualifying. Damien then making his way now around the final, well, I shouldn't say the final couple of corners. He makes his way through turn 7. Then we're coming through turn 8. That's the Mercedes there. What can he do then with those super soft tyres as he makes his way through turn 9 and then through turn 10? Can Damien find that little bit of extra time? He is on the super soft tyres, remember. He makes his way towards the start finish line. What can he do? And he puts himself up to P12 with a 105.6. Ollie then has set his lap time then. He finds himself up to P3 as he recharges the battery and is ready to go again. And that's exactly what he's going to do. So Ollie then has got some time to find Poe on a flying lap as well. Blizzard heading up now, and he's abandoned his lap time. So he will not be taking any further part in qualifying, so he can't defend his 103.6. So Poe here then has got a chance of trying to grab pole position as he makes his way through turn 6. You can see him there steering that wheel as desperately as he can. Through turn 7, trying to find the grip out there. As we head through turn 8, up the hill we go towards turn 9. And of course again downhill for the braking zone. Throw the car into turn 9 and then coming towards turn 10. Can he find that extra tenth of a second? Can he find the time to get on pole position? No, he can't. He misses out by 0.08 of a second there on pole position. What about Squeezy? What can he do as he makes his way around the final corner now? Riding that curb towards the start finish line. Can Squeezy grab pole position? No, it's P3 for Squeezy. What about Ollie? Can the Red Bull driver do something about it? No, he can't improve. How about Lambo then? They're all coming through, one after the other. Lambo runs wide out of the final corner. Can he improve his lap time? No, he can't. As Litinho comes into the pit, so Spike is the only person left out there on a flying lap as he locks up going through turn 4. Now coming through turn 5 and then flying through turn 6 and through turn 7. And you can see there's Spike trying to carry the car through the corners. It didn't like those tyres previously as the back end just wanted to drop on him every single time. Spike then heading through turn 9 and then coming through turn 10. What can Spike do then as he makes his way towards the start finish line? Can he get a better position? He can. It's P5 for Spike then. So pole position for the Austrian Grand Prix goes to Blizzard by 0.08 of a second. We'll get the classified results for the Austrian Grand Prix in a couple of seconds, and here they are. So Blizzard on pole position. Poe is in P2, Squeezy is in 3rd place, Ollie in 4th, Spike in 5th, Lambo in 6th, Litinho in 7th, Alan K is in 8th, Siege in 9th on the soft tyres. Watch out for him going towards the end of the race. The Gort then is in 10th, Steph in 11th, Damien in 12th, Sean in 13th, Blaster 14th, Maze did not set a time, neither did LMFC. So then, 16 places starting in this race, and Blizzard has the best one on the grid. Pole position for Blizzard and the championship leader. Can he extend his lead at the top of the table tonight? Or will Poe muster up something magical and reduce that gap for all it is from the current standing as it is? It's going to be a tough ask for Poe and Squeezy to get back. Poe especially with 66 points. Squeezy on 102 and he's starting in P3. So it's all about trying to catch Blizzard for those guys. For Blizzard though, it's all about taking the race win and extending that championship lead as much as he can. The sun is shining on the track. And from our weatherman Alan in the chat, it's going to be dry for the race. So will there be a safety car? I wonder. Even a virtual safety car, because we've got to watch out for someone on the grid, and it is Siege, because he's starting on a set of soft tyres then. So as the cars get underway for the formation lap, a full colour of cars heads out then. So Squeezy has got a lot to do. The gap at the top of the table is 42 points, so Squeezy's really got to pull something out of the bag here if he wants to try and reduce that gap. by a major way. Blizzard grabbing pole position by 0.08 of a second, so it's entirely possible for someone to catch him today. It's not like other races, but Poe there on 66 points just wants a good result. He wants a decent result to get himself some more points. Lambo, meanwhile, it seems like his poor form is just continuing to show, especially in qualifying. He doesn't seem to be able to find the pace at the moment. Whatever's going on, he needs to know that he needs to get those points. He wants those points as well. And the reigning champion here needs to find that extra gear, because he's got to try and fight back. We saw last time out he was in the battle, so it's good to see him back there getting those points and those podiums. So maybe it was a bit harsh to say poor form, but one thing's for sure, Lambo knows he should be higher up the table than that. It's a very short pace lap here, so it's just enough time to tell you what tyres everybody's on outside the top 10. Steph starting on a set of super soft, Damien on softs. Everybody else, Sean, Plaster and May starting on super softs, and LMFC starting on a set of soft tyres. Here they come then on this very, very short pace lap. We only get a minute and a half, if that, to talk about the race and what could happen. And to sort of preview, we've got 36 laps coming up of the Austrian Grand Prix. Blizzard will be leading them towards turn 1. TTL F1 is brought to you by weakwifi-solutions.com, and it's also brought to you by A Logo. And who will be getting the Weak Wi-Fi Solutions fastest lap, and who will be getting the A Logo driver of the day? More or less, we're going to find out after 36 laps of the Austrian Grand Prix. We are moments away from the start of the race then. Here come those 5 red lights. It's 5 red lights. Round 9 is underway, and what are the starts like? Looks like Blizzard's got a fantastic start. Watch out for the Toro Rosso of Lambo coming towards turn 1 here. He might be able to get a position ahead of Ollie in the Red Bull there, and that's a McLaren going wide. That's also Sean there taking a bit of an escape route there. He's got yellow flags behind then. What's happened there? Dallin K's off the track. Into the wall he goes and loses a huge chunk of that front wing there. Meanwhile, Blizzard leading away then. Poe is in second. Squeezy in third, and look at this then, Lambo is trying to prove me wrong here, starting P6. He might be able to get P4 here as he's going up the inside in towards turn 4. As let's see what happens here with Lambo and Ollie, and Lambo has got the move done. Heading in towards turn 6. That's a fantastic start from Lambo. He's now up to P4, and there's a real chance here. Blizzard struggling now. Here comes Poe around the outside, going through turn 8. Side by side they go, up the hill then, and then down the hill towards turn 9. Watch out for these 3 cars as they head through turn 9 here. Poe has to concede the position there and runs a little bit wide. Squeezy might find himself at an opportunity to try and have a move then. After lap 1, Blizzard leads from Poe, Squeezy, Lambo, Ollie, Spike, Sean, Lightinho, Siege, Steph, Plaster, Gore, LMFC, Maze, Damien and Alan K as they head towards turn 1. There's the McLaren of Lightinho trying to make a move on Sean there through turn 1, and Lightinho gets the move done. Meanwhile, behind them, Siege here on the soft tyre, the hardest tyre possible, has still managed to hold on to P9, so it's a fantastic start for him. Lightinho has to do some defending here from Sean as they head towards turn 3, but Blizzard here is having to defend hard from Poe, who's got that run on him. But Blizzard's able to hold on. He switches line here, heading towards turn 4 to try and defend the inside line. Poe's trying to go round the outside here, but the door slams shut. He's not able to find a way through. He's got to watch out for Squeezy as well. As the more he attacks, though, the more that Squeezy will try and move. He's going to try it round the outside. Then can Squeezy try and grab P2 from Poe then? He has to go round the outside of turn 7 here. Can he make that move stick? He's onto the curb through turn 8. And Squeezy, has he got the position just for now as they head up the hill towards turn 9 and then down again? Squeezy will have the inside line, and he takes that position away. Squeezy up to P2, opportunistic move, and he's made it work. So Squeezy then moves up to P2. DRS has been enabled, but the only place they'll be able to have it for this lap will be this straight between turn 3 and 4. You can see there Poe trying to take a better line. He's actually got DRS, has he? Yes, he has. So DRS is available now, and you can see here Poe is going to have an attack straight at Squeezy then. Round the outside of turn 3, can he make it work? No, he can't. Squeezy shuts the door, but this is where the DRS matters here. Is going down this long straight towards turn 4, downhill as well. You get that advantage of DRS as well as the better traction. Here comes Ollie there. Did he try and move on Lambo? He did think about it. Spike is also involved in the battle as well, so watch out for him. But Blizzard leading the way from Squeezy, Poe, Lambo, Ollie, Spike, Litinho, Siege, Steph and Sean. That is your top 10 so far. We've lost Alan Kay in this race, and Lambo gets himself a 3-second time penalty. So we're only 3 laps in, and he's already got to worry about that penalty towards the end of the race. Poe having to defend from Lambo then as we head towards turn 9 and then through turn 10. And already 3 laps have gone in the Austrian Grand Prix as Blizzard obviously sets the fastest lap of the race. A 107.1. He's just trying to get away from Squeezy. 1.4 is, and it's a little bit of a lag spike there. Hopefully that's not going to continue as Poe picks up a 3-second time penalty. So Squeezy, Lambo and Poe having those 3-second time penalties, that's going to hurt them towards the end of the race. Steph, meanwhile, is here battling away. Siege has moved up to P8 off screen on those soft tyres, so watch out for him during this race. He's going to be one to watch as Sean is trying to defend from Gort and LMFC. You can see LMFC starting on the soft tyres, a fresh set of soft tyres as well. Here he goes down towards turn 4. Can he make the move on the Gort then? In towards turn 4, he's going to slam the door shut on the Gort, and he makes the move stick. LMFC up to P11 then, as we see Maze here trying to sort of move in on that battle, but Plaster's not very far behind, and neither is Damien there on the soft tyres. As just looking to see who can we ride on board with. There's so many battles going on. I'm struggling to pick which one. LMFC and the Gort, though, that's a good battle to have. As we head towards turn 9, the Gort has the inside line. LMFC has to run wide, and the Gort then takes back P11. And, oh, LMFC's gone off. Oh, he's gone off. He's hit the wall as well. Oh, that's a disaster for LMFC. What happened there? Did he just hit the curve in the wrong way and lose the front wing? I think that probably did happen. Didn't quite see it from the right angle, but he's lost a huge chunk of that wing on the left-hand side, so he's going to have to be careful on the lap. It's a long way back to the pit lane with the soft tyres as well. He's going to struggle. Meanwhile, Litinho is having to defend hard from Siege then as we head down the hill towards turn 4. You can see that DRS open. Litinho trying to stick to his line, try and take a defensive line, and it's worked for now. Siege staying behind in P8 as they now head through turn 5, round turn 6 and turn 7. And you can see their Siege looking for that move up the inside. Wasn't there, but still he's going to try and move up the inside of turn 7, is he? No. He's just too far away to try that move. They've got to be careful because Steph is right behind them as well, ready to take advantage, and he is going to try and take advantage here, going down through turn 9, and he takes that position away from Siege then. Siege takes it right back going through turn 10, slams the door on Steph, and Siege is back up to P8. Hard battling throughout then as Poe picks up his second 3-second time penalty of the race, and we're only 6 laps in. He's got to be careful here as we head through turn 1 and the second DRS zone. We've got a move here. Is Poe and Squeezy battling away, and you can see there Squeezy losing that DRS, of course, because Poe made the move going into turn 3, which means he has the DRS to defend the position, and Poe then is up to P2 with a move down the inside into turn 3. Here comes Sean then battling away with the Gort as he tries to defend P10 from the Gort. Then we're seeing Siege and Litinho battling on the exit of turn 4 through turn 5 they go, and Siege has the position. Litinho wanted to try and move up the inside, but he's taken a compromised line, and Steph might be licking his lips there at the opportunity, but Litinho losing out to Siege here, who on the soft tyres is showing some pace. Yes, he's 6.6 behind Spike there, but remember, he's on the hardest possible tyre. There's going to be that deficit. So Blizzard leads the way on lap number 7. Poe is in 2nd, Squeezy 3rd, with Lambo in 4th, Ollie in 5th, Spike in 6th, Siege is in 7th, Litinho in 8th, under pressure from Steph, who's currently P9, Sean in 10th, the Gort in 11th, Maze in 12th, Plaster 13th, Damien 14th, LMFC in 15th, and our only non-runner right now is Alan Kay. As we head down the hill, then you can see that's a battle between Ollie and Spike, as Spike goes right to the left-hand side and takes that position away. Spike then up to P5 on those set of ultra soft tyres. And it's a good move for Spike. His next target is Lambo, but he's got to try and defend from Ollie first of all, as he does like the Austrian Grand Prix, I hear. But we'll see how he does in the race then. Meanwhile, the Gort, has he finally made the move on Sean? Well, he's got to try and defend going through turn 6 now. He has to go the long way around. But has he got the move done? Yes, he has. Through turn 6 he goes, and he takes that position away from Sean. The Gore on the ultra soft tyres, Sean on the super softs. So there was really only one way that battle could have gone. Ollie, meanwhile, has the DRS on Spike, but remember, Spike now being over a second behind Lambo, loses out on that DRS zone. So he's going to try and have to catch up the old-fashioned way by turning up that engine and seeing if he can make a move stick there. Lambo, meanwhile, currently running in 4th place behind Squeezy. And you can see there, Spike and Ollie haven't done battling yet as they head down the hill towards turn 4. Steph, meanwhile, is on the tail of Lightinho, the German in the McLaren. He's under pressure from the Brit in the Mercedes. But you can see here Steph going through turn 4. But does he have the grip there? I think he does. Lightinho is struggling now. I wonder if his tyres are coming to the end of their life, because he's been overtaken by Siege, who's on the soft tyres and is starting to try and pull away from the Lightinho and Steph battle. So I wonder if Lightinho's ultra softs are starting to fall off the cliff. Here comes Steph, trying to have a look up the inside going into turn 9, but couldn't quite make it stick there, as Lightinho there running wide gets himself a 3-second time penalty. And I believe that is his first time penalty of the race as he heads up the hill through turn 1. He's got to be on his guard here because Steph is on his tail. Into the DRS zone they go, and we see a battle up ahead. Ollie has made a move stick on Spike, then going through turn 3, and the two of them battling could result in them falling away and losing that DRS zone to the cars ahead. And as you can see there, Poe is closing in on Blizzard. 0.3 of a second the gap between the two of them. But further behind, Squeezy's out of DRS range, as is Lambo, as is Ollie. So this is a chance for Blizzard and Poe to try and just streak away from the rest of the field here and the rest of the battlers. So Blizzard comes across the hill through turn 9, but Poe is right behind him. But Poe again has to watch out for Squeezy. Ever opportunistic is Squeezy. He will try and make a move if he can see the gap. Blizzard making his way up the hill now towards turn 1 for the 10th time. And you can see Poe right on his tail. As Blizzard picks up a 3-second time penalty, here comes Poe, darting to the left-hand side in the DRS zone as they'll fly through turn 2. There's the DRS detection point for the second one. I think they were pretty much side by side. Here comes Blizzard then. Does he try and move up the inside? No, he doesn't. But he's the one that has the DRS, not Poe. So Blizzard could have another go here as we head down the hill towards turn 4. And if I know Blizzard, and I do, he's going to try and move here. Is he going to go around the outside? No, Poe defends the inside line. Blizzard might try the cutback here, but Poe grabs the lead of the race. Meanwhile, Lightinho and Steph battling away. Lightinho has the DRS coming down the hill towards turn 4, and Steph has to concede the position for now. Then Blizzard and Poe going side by side as we head through turn 7. They were side by side going through turn 6 here. Poe onto the curb then, and the two of them get so close together, and you can see there Squeezy has caught up to the both of them. Squeezy here is never one to miss an opportunity like this, and he will take advantage of it. So Blizzard leading the way then from Poe and Squeezy as LMFC is out of the race. What's happened to LMFC? I'm not entirely sure, but that is a Force India going slowly. And we might be able to see it on Blizzard's onboard, but we're not. Here comes Poe then, darting again to the left. Stays back this time. And it's a virtual safety car has been deployed. So a virtual safety car. As Crofty says, all the cars are on the same bit of Scalextric track. No one gains any time, no one loses out. But you can see there are LMFCs into the wall on the right hand side of your screen there. So I wonder if any of the Ultrasoft runners who were near the pit lane will have a chance to pit in. They don't though. None of them come in. So everybody's staying out. So Blizzard still leading the way from Poe and Squeezy. And they're all starting to accelerate. So I'm assuming at some point, yes, there you go then. So virtual safety car has come in and we're racing again. We're under green flags. So that was a chance to recharge the batteries as the marshals got LMFC's car out of the way. A chance to save the battery, save a little bit of fuel, and then recharge and attack once again as Blizzard makes his way through the last corner. And I think that was Squeezy coming in. It is. Squeezy's the first in then. So he's going to try the undercut. The one stop. So you'd have to put on the soft tyre for the strategy to work then. So I wonder if this strategy is going to work. Ollie and Spike follow him in. So they're all going to go onto the soft tyre. And with the one stop, this could work out, but it's left Blizzard, Poe and Lambo out on the track. Now, it's okay for Poe and Blizzard because they've got DRS. They can sort of help each other down the straight. But Lambo here might struggle. He's got no DRS. He's got to do his racing from the battery and the engine power alone. Whereas Poe here might have an opportunity going into turn 4. He does! And I don't think he could stop the car. And you could see him there trying to take avoiding action. Luckily, he didn't need to take it in the end. As the Gort here closing in on Steph. And Steph on the super soft tyres, and the more that the Gort battles Steph here, the more he's going to lose his tyres. So Ollie there at P9. So Squeezy's rejoined in P7. He's on a set of soft tyres, and importantly, he's got some clear air. And that's going to cause a reaction then. So Blizzard and Poe both come in. How about Lambo? He comes in as well. Loses the back end for good measure. So Blizzard in, Poe in, and Lambo in too for their stops, which I'm assuming is the one and only stop in this race. In comes Blizzard, on goes the soft tyres, and where is Squeezy then? Coming around the final corner. Will Squeezy be able to take the race lead here? Because there's Poe and there's Blizzard. Poe has jumped Blizzard in the pits. So that was a fantastic strategic call, but I think Squeezy's going to jump the both of them, and he is! Squeezy then jumps the both of them. The undercut has worked. A treat for Squeezy as he rejoins ahead of Poe and Blizzard. And Poe then rejoining ahead of Blizzard, so that's great for him. Meanwhile, Sean is having to defend from Lambo here as we head towards turn 3. Sean is on those set of super soft tyres, and I don't think it's going to make it too easy for Lambo. Ollie has rejoined there right... Oh, sorry, Lambo has rejoined right in front of Ollie. And a couple of laps ago, they were battling. Here comes Lambo down the inside, in towards turn 4, and he's got the move done. Sean will try and move back then, as they run side by side through turn 5. He's not giving up on this one, Sean, but with those aging tyres, he tried to make the move around the outside, but he realised he just hasn't got the grip to do the battle there. He wants to, you can see that, but the tyres are just not going to let him at this point, as he runs across the curve there. And now it's Ollie's turn here. He's got to be careful because Sean could be coming in this lap. They have to stay to that right-hand side if they want to pit. That's the way to tell. Squeezy here. Almost up against the wall with Steph there. But Squeezy makes the move for P2. So it's only Siege ahead who started on those soft tyres. Ollie then making the move on Sean going into turn 1. He picks up P7. And you can see here Blizzard and Poe battling away for this position then. And the more these two battle, the better it's going to be for Squeezy, because he's put himself between, or he's put himself ahead of Steph. Here comes Blizzard then, darts to the left-hand side as we head down the hill towards turn 4. And Poe then holding the inside line. Blizzard here will try the cutback, try and get a better acceleration out of the corner. And that looks like it's working, because he's now side by side as we head through turn 6 here. And Sean's out of the race. What's happened to Sean? Not entirely sure. We see the yellow flags out then. Blizzard holds the position. And the Gort here will run on board with him, see what can happen to Sean. And I don't know. I simply don't know what's happened to Sean here. But Sean, it becomes our third retirement of the race then. So we're watching Poe then, as he's trying to chase down Blizzard. Blizzard trying to chase down Steph. You can see there Steph moving across to the right-hand side. He's not going to make that move easy for Blizzard then, who has to go up the inside and does. And Poe picks up yet another 3-second time penalty. He's got to be careful. He has to be careful, as Spike also picks up a 3-second time penalty. Here comes Poe then up the inside of Steph. And can he get his braking zone absolutely spot on? He's got the inside. Steph there trying to lean on the outside. And you can see Steph has the DRS, and so does Poe as they head down the hill towards turn 4. Steph is not going to give up on this as we head towards the braking zone now down the hill. And Poe has the inside line, and he takes that position away from Steph, who is yet to... And Spike right behind Ollie as they head through turn 5, now through turn 6. Leader at the moment is Siege, but look at that. Squeezy's now right behind him. Siege has yet to stop in this race, but expect him to go at least to lap 22, 23 on these tyres. Maybe even 24, 25. You can let these tyres last a long time, but here comes Squeezy up the inside as they head up the hill towards turn 1. And I don't think Siege made that battle too difficult for Squeezy. So Squeezy then takes the lead of the race on the Austrian Grand Prix. 21 laps to go here in Spielberg. As you can see there, that is Siege thinking about a move up the inside, but didn't quite want to make it, as Blizzard has managed to find a way past Poe then. So Blizzard up to P3. And that stop there, that battle in the pit stops, eventually prevailed. We've got yellow flags in Sector 3. Who would that be, I wonder? Not entirely sure who that could have been. But all we know is that there were yellow flags, and wherever they are, they're gone now. So Squeezy then leading this race. And Ollie and Spike going side by side through turn 6. Now they're going to go side by side through turn 7, are they? Spike is going to have the inside line. Ollie's going to close the door, and Spike has to back out of it. And Ollie picks up P7. And there is Steph hugging the inside line and indicating quite clearly that he wants to pit in. So that's the other driver's responsibility to try and avoid him. As Poe sets the fastest lap of the race at 106.7. As Squeezy picks up a 3-second time penalty for his troubles. As Blizzard and Poe now find themselves behind Siege here. Siege with those 16 laps soft tyres. Here comes Blizzard up the inside. Is he going to try and make the move stick? And he came from a long way back there. But Siege just decided not worth battling that one. And you can see Siege here dropping down the field as he is yet to stop Poe coming down the inside now of turn 4. And you can see there Siege not willing to make that battle last. He's willing to just yield for now. He doesn't want to lose much time behind them or battling them. So he's willing to just say, let you go. I might catch you back later on in the race. Here comes Ollie and Spike then through turn 6. And you can see Ollie runs a little bit wide onto the grass there. That'll be enough for Spike to try and take a different line. Try and get a better exit as we head up the hill. And look, he's got it. In the slipstream now, Ollie has to go defensive, defending that inside line. It's going to be compromised through turn 9. But it's not such an issue because you've got turn 10 straight after it. Almost at the halfway point then, Spike battling away with Ollie. Then Ollie trying to go defensive, trying to take that right-hand side. As Spike has to go around the outside, going through turn 1, tries a cutback now. And Ollie will have the DRS then, because of where the detection point actually is, as we've got Poe and Blizzard battling away for position as well. Here comes Spike going around the outside, is he? No, he doesn't. Blizzard then and Poe battling out of turn 3, but Blizzard has the upper hand as we head down towards turn 4. Now Spike and Ollie are battling away, and Spike has taken that position away now. Up to P6 Spike goes, and Ollie then drops to P7. Litinho battling away with Steph as we head towards turn 3. There's so much drama happening everywhere. And can Litinho try and catch Steph once again? He's only 4/10 back in that DRS zone. As he heads to turn 4, he's right up the gearbox in the braking zone, that's for sure. As you can see though, Squeezy looks comfortable. 1.6 is the gap at the moment. And looking quite comfortable out there with Blizzard and Poe. If they start battling, and if they continue the battle, Squeezy can just try and build his lead at the top there. Half distance in the Austrian Grand Prix. Squeezy leads from Blizzard, Poe, Siege, Lambo, Spike, Ollie, Gort, Steph, Litinho, Plaster, Damien, Maze and Alan Kay. Siege is the only driver yet to stop in this race. Blizzard then coming down the hill as he's looking to not only attack Squeezy but also defend from Poe. That P2 will be valuable for him at this point in time. Squeezy would be cutting that deficit down by 7 points, and that may not seem like a lot, but when the gap is 44 points, it would cut that gap down to 37 points. Much more catchable there. But we are only halfway through this race, and Squeezy still has a lot to do, including defending from Blizzard there. Lambo, meanwhile, is the latest car to arrive at the yet to stop Siege here. And again, we might just see it from Siege. He might not think it's worth battling going through turn 1, and Lambo didn't want to make a move up the inside there. But through the second DRS zone, you can see there Siege just pulls over to that left-hand side of the track and just simply lets Lambo go. Not worth him battling, he's thinking, as he might see him towards the end of the race. You never know. Way with Spike for P6 right now as they head down the hill towards turn 4. The battle of the lead is getting interesting, that's for sure. From Blizzard behind him, and there's Poe right behind as well. Lambo's about 4 seconds back from this battle. 3 retirements, Alan K, Sean and LMFC in this race so far. But as you can see, Poe is right on the tail of Blizzard here. Round the final corner and across the line to start lap 21 of 36. We have 16 laps to go here in Spielberg, and it's Squeezy leading the way from Blizzard and Poe. Have a look at Ollie then as we head up the hill towards turn 1. Trying to have a move on Spike, but no dice. As we head up towards turn 3 now with the lead pack. And watch that gap between Lambo and Poe here. The gap currently is 4.6 seconds. Down to 4.4. That is, of course, the real time. That's not exactly sector split, so we're not entirely sure how quickly Lambo is closing in. All we know is there is a battle developing at the front of the field with Squeezy leading it and Blizzard Poe right behind them. We've also got the battle for P6 between Spike and Ollie. We've also got Steph versus Litinho, which seems to have been going on all race. So those are the 3 main battles we're looking out for in this race. And as you can see there, Litinho attacking Steph there, going through turn 4. Steph able to defend as we head through, and Siege then comes into the pits. He's done 21 laps on those soft tyres, and I'm thinking with 17 laps, or well 15 laps still to run, he might put on the super soft tyre, and he has done. And there's a move from Poe up the inside going into turn 3. Brave move from Poe, but it didn't quite work. As we head down the hill now, Blizzard defended well from that one. He saw it late. And you can see there Squeezy defending what he has, and that's Poe's desperately trying to have him look up the inside. He's got to be careful, he's got to keep that wing intact. He's already got those massive penalties to his name for the 3-second time penalties, the track limit ones, so he's got to be careful. He can't afford to lose more time than he needs to. As that battle for Litinho and Steph developing as we head through turn 3, and Litinho has got the position then. As they head down the hill, will Steph have a go going down the hill towards turn 4? Simple answer is no, he won't, but he will try and set up the move. Then Spike defending from Ollie as they fly through turn 9 and then through turn 10. Back with the lead pack then. Squeezy leading from Blizzard and Poe. And with 14 laps to go, I think they're just preparing each other as we head up the hill towards turn 3, and you can see they're riding on board with Poe then. You've got to get that exit right, and you can see there Blizzard didn't get the exit quite right, but he's got the DRS and he's got the straight line speed to have a go, but he just doesn't think about it, doesn't want to do it. Here comes Spike then, and Ollie battling away position. They head down the hill now towards turn 4, and will the Red Bull try and move around the outside? Spike realises it's too late to slam the door, but Ollie can't quite make the move stick then as they head around turn 5. Spike leaving him the room as they head towards turn 6. Spike up the inside, keeps that position then. Steph and Litinho battling away for position. Oh, that's Litinho, made contact with Steph there. Turn him around, and Steph finds himself into the wall. He's got front wing damage there. And Plaster and Mace battling meanwhile, as Plaster holding on for now. Meanwhile, Spike and Ollie battling through turn 10 they go. And across the line to start their 24th lap of the race. And with all this battling there, Spike isn't able to try and catch up to Lambo. The gap between them is now 5.4 seconds as Maze there makes the move on Plaster. Through the middle sector, we've got a huge battle here for the lead of the race, and Poe's found his way through. And Squeezer there has dropped all the way to P3 in one corner. So a disaster for Squeezy there. And now finds himself running 3rd in this pack. Not over yet though, still 13 laps left to run. Here comes Spike then. Coming around the outside of Ollie, locks up big time there. As he looks to try and get the traction down and the power down as well. Going through the ghost car of Alan Kay isn't easy, can be off-putting. But he's got the position, he's held his nerve for now then. As Steph comes in to pit, and then they're going side by side, going through turn 9 and then through turn 10. Blizzard tried to go up the inside, but not quite. And Poe instantly goes defensive down the start-finish straight. Then you can see there Squeezy trying to take advantage of the double toe. Here we go then towards turn one. Squeezy's going to have a move up the inside. A little bit of contact made and a big contact made there. And Squeezy has to back out of it entirely. He's lost a huge amount of time there. And, well, Squeezy there losing at least 2 seconds, maybe even 3 seconds there with that battle for Blizzard. And it just looked like there that Blizzard was a little bit out of control with that first tap, and then Squeezy just had nowhere to go but the grass after that one. Blizzard holding on to that car somehow, and Poe holding on to the lead of the race. So Squeezy's got 2.3 seconds to make up now, with Lambo keeping his head down, is now in sight of the McLaren. So that'll now be a fresh mindset now. He'll be thinking to try and catch Squeezy now for the last podium place. Of course, Squeezy and Poe have those time penalties, so although Poe might have the lead on track, he might not have the lead on penalties. Here we go then, across the line, 11 laps to go here in Spielberg. Poe leads the way from Blizzard, Squeezy, Lambo, Ollie, Spike, Siege, Gord, Lightino, Maze, Plaster, Damien, Steph, and 3 DNF so far, Alan K, Sean and LMFC. Here comes Blizzard then up the hill, trying to put some pressure on Poe. As we head up the hill, you can see that Poe going defensive into turn 3. He knows that Blizzard has the DRS here. As we head down the hill now towards turn 4, Blizzard pulls to the left hand side. You'll know that Poe won't give him too much room there as we head down the hill towards turn 4 now. Poe will have the inside line. Blizzard will try a cut back here, and he's got much better traction. A little bit of wheel spin there, but he's going to go around the outside, going through turn 6 here. Poe's trying to go up the inside, but he can't quite make the move stick. And Blizzard, round the outside of turn 6, takes back the lead of the race. Squeezy there, 2.5 seconds down. He seems to be losing time to these two now, but they're not properly battling. That's the problem for Squeezy. He'd be able to catch up if they were properly battling. And going through turn 10 now, Blizzard leads the way. Going across the start-finish line, but Poe with that DRS pulls to the right-hand side. You see there Blizzard trying to cut him off, but doesn't work, and Poe takes back the lead of the race. But he's got to be careful there because Blizzard here tried the better line there out of turn 1. But you can see even with the DRS, in fact, Poe hasn't got DRS. They head up the hill now towards turn 3, and Poe is able to just about defend going into turn 3. From Blizzard, and this is the battling that Squeezy wanted. He's now 2 seconds back from the cars ahead. So this is the battling he wanted then. Here comes Blizzard now, trying to go around the outside of turn 4. Poe will have the inside line again. Blizzard will try the cutback. Will he get better traction this time? He's side by side with him now as they head through turn 5. Going towards turn 6 now. Again, Blizzard has the inside line. Oh, sorry, Poe has the inside line. And Blizzard just can't quite put the car where he wants it to. So the heart of Poe still leading the way from Blizzard. And Squeezy there, 1.6 the gap is now. He is closing in, and they're going side by side through turn 9. And you can see Blizzard again has carrying so much speed through turn 9, but he's got nowhere to go with it. And that's what's costing him the time now as we head across the start-finish line. Lap 28. And Blizzard here looking for a move around the outside, tries it. Thought about it, but not quite. He will have the DRS and a much better exit out of turn 1. He's already side by side. He's now opened the DRS. Here they go then, side by side through turn 2 and up towards turn 3. Blizzard has the move done before the braking zone, but he's got to remember to get that braking zone. He almost missed it there, I think. Poe will have the DRS then as they head down towards turn 4. He's got the slipstream here, Poe. And can he make the move stick? He moves to the left-hand side, then moves back to the right-hand side. Blizzard closed the door. And Poe has to stick it around the outside. And now Poe will try a Blizzard move with the cutback there. And a much better exit from Poe. And he's able to take back the lead of the race. Blizzard then wants to try and move up the inside, but he can't quite make it. The door is shut there for Blizzard, and he can't quite do it then. Poe still leads this race then as we head around turn 8, coming towards turn 9. And again, Blizzard might try a move here, going towards turn 9. And no, he doesn't. So Blizzard there stays in P2. And this is drawing in Squeezy. And not only that, but it's drawing in Lambo too. As we head towards lap 29. 8 laps to go in this race. It is far from over. Here comes Blizzard then. He wants to go up the inside, but the door was never there. The door was never open to go down the inside. So Blizzard stays in P2. You've got Squeezy there now. Right back up to this battle. and he will be within DRS range. Here comes Blizzard once again then, on the left-hand side of the track, up towards turn 3, then instantly defends the inside line as they head around turn 3. Poe wanted to go around the outside, but here comes Squeezy then. He's got to get his exit absolutely spot on. Didn't quite get it that time, but there's still plenty of chances here. Blizzard in the lead of the race then, from Poe and then Squeezy, as Blizzard has to defend the inside line once again. Poe having to go around the outside, but the door is slammed shut, and that's going to open him up to Squeezy then. Will Squeezy have a move up the inside going towards turn 6? And he will. Squeezy has P2 out of nothing. Ever opportunistic Squeezy gets the position there. And there is Blizzard going through your picture. Squeezy now up to P2, Poe in P3, and look who's joined the battle. It's Lambo in 4th place here. And this is now becoming a 4-car battle for the lead of the race. So Blizzard will start lap number 30 in the lead. 7 laps to go. And what's it like from everyone? Well, they're all just not quite close enough to have a move on one another yet. But out of the exit of turn 1 there, you can see that's the Mercedes getting right out of the way there. Doesn't want to get involved. And as they head up the hill now towards turn 3, Blizzard able to defend. And Squeezy will be trying an outside move here. And he's side by side with Blizzard then as they head down the hill, but couldn't quite get the traction right. And they come down the hill towards turn 4. And Squeezy's going to try around the outside here. And Blizzard tries to defend the sideline. Squeezy still on the outside here. Blizzard has to give him the room as they head through turn 5. And then towards turn 6. Squeezy's got the inside line. Can he make the move stick? Runs a little bit wide on entry. And that's allowed Blizzard to come straight back through in towards turn 7. Squeezy's still there around the outside now. Going through turn 8. I can't believe this. Side by side now. Going up the hill towards turn 9. Blizzard somehow holding on to this lead then. Squeezy then up the inside. And Squeezy takes the lead of the race. Brilliant battling between these 4 now as we head towards the start finish line. Lap 31. We have 6 laps to go. Blizzard then really trying to use this slipstream, make it work. Up the inside it goes, right close to the wall. And this is going to allow Lambo to try and close up even more with the compromised lines they're taking. Blizzard picks up a 3-second time penalty. And look at this now. Lambo, is he going to try and move now? They're trying to go 3 wide going towards turn 3. Lambo on the grass. Blizzard able to just about keep the lead of the race there. And Poe running extremely wide out of the exit of turn 1. He picks himself up a 3-second time penalty for it. Drops back behind Blizzard there. Lambo moves up to P3 in that melee. And Poe here now trying to go around the outside going through turn 4. Just couldn't quite make it stick there. Lambo able to pick up a position there. He might be able to pick up a bit more if he's able to count his lucky stars. You've got Ollie and Spike there. They're 4.7 back. Don't count them out just yet. But Blizzard still leads the way as we head through turn 7, then through turn 8, up the hill and then down it for turn 9. And soon enough, we will have 5 laps to go with these 4 cars. Any 4 of these guys could win it. It's all about who has the least amount of time penalties. That's all it will come down to. Blizzard then comes towards the line to start lap 32. There are 5 laps left of the Austrian Grand Prix. And here comes Poe up the inside towards turn 1. He's got the inside line. Has he got the move stuck? Yes, he has. Poe then moves up to the lead of the race. Here comes Lambo though, side by side with Blizzard, and this is going to be his big move now. Will he take the race win out of absolutely nowhere? Blizzard now trying to go up the inside going towards turn 3. A little bit of contact made, and Lambo has to go off the track there, and Squeezy's just gone straight through, picking up P2 now. Unbelievable. But here comes Lambo now, trying to go down the inside of Blizzard here. And Poe holds on to the lead of the race. Blizzard locking up there. Lambo drops back to P4. Side by side now with Blizzard as they head through turn 5. Now towards turn 6. And Blizzard here in the blink of an eye has gone from leading the race down to P4. That is how intense this battling is at the moment. Poe leads the way then as they head through turn 7. Then through turn 8 with Squeezy in second. Very opportunistic there. He just got the exit absolutely spot on at turn 3 there and was able to make up 2 positions. So Squeezy then picking up second place. Lambo in third at the moment. Poe crosses the line now on lap 33 in the lead of the race. 4 laps remaining as we head up the hill for the 33rd time. Poe leading the way from Squeezy, Lambo and Blizzard. And you can see there Ollie 3.1 seconds behind. You never know, he could join this battle. As they now, the 4 of them, head up the hill towards turn 3. Are we going to see any diving moves? Not this time. They're all waiting for that DRS zone, except for Blizzard, meanwhile, who wanted to try and make a move up the inside, but the door was always closed for him. He wasn't going to make that move stick as well as he wanted it to. And Lambo here closing in on Squeezy as we head down the hill towards turn 4. Poe still leading this pack of 4. with Squeezy, Lambo and Blizzard right behind him as they head through turn 5, coming towards turn 6. All one behind each other for now. The battling has just quietened down for now as they head through turn 7, then through turn 8. There you go, Poe still in the way from Squeezy and Lambo. You can see they've just about spaced them out just enough so that they can't battle. They're really setting themselves up here for what's going to be a mad 3 laps here. Lambo picking up a 3-second time penalty. That could cost him a podium, maybe even the race win when it comes down to it. 3 laps remaining here at the Austrian Grand Prix, with Poe leading the way from Squeezy, Lambo and Blizzard. Ollie there 3.1 seconds behind. He's got to make that up in 3 laps. It's going to be a tough ask for the Red Bull driver. But Blizzard here looking at Lambo here. Will he try and move up the inside of turn 3? No, he won't. Stays behind. But Lambo runs a little bit too deep into turn 3. And there's Steph there picking up a fastest lap time. 106.087 from the Mercedes driver. And that might be enough to just let him grab the A logo fastest lap. Poe still leading the way as we head now through turn 6. And Squeezy's just got that half-second buffer. Sorry, Poe's got the half-second buffer. Squeezy, meanwhile, has only got 4 tenths. And Lambo, behind him, has only got 3 tenths. So close here between the 4 of them. Great battling between the 4 of them as well. It's been absolutely fantastic. Going round turn 10 here. And Poe is going to start lap 35 and the penultimate lap in the lead of the race, with Squeezy close behind him, with Lambo and Blizzard both wanting to take the race win away as well. And this is where the time penalties will come back into it. As we see here, Squeezy looking to try and get that exit absolutely spot on. He's in the slipstream here, and the amount of slipstream that Blizzard will be getting behind Lambo there is amazing. As Poe has to go defensive, decides to go defensive, and that might actually compromise him on the exit of turn 3 here. And Squeezy might have a good opportunity to try and take the lead of the race as we head down towards turn 4. You can see Lambo there right behind him as well, but Squeezy waits for it. I think they're all waiting for a last lap dash here. They're all just trying to save the battery, save some fuel, and then attack for the last lap of the race. Whoever's in that DRS zone second, I reckon, coming down the straight towards turn 3 and 4, has the best chance of winning this race. And they're all wanting to be it. At the moment, it's going to be Squeezy with that privilege. You don't want to be the one without DRS going towards that turn 4. But Poe then will start the last lap of the race in the lead. He picks up a 3-second time penalty for his troubles. And now coming up the hill towards turn 1. Who is going to win the Austrian Grand Prix? It has been so close for the last 10, 15 laps. It's been unbelievable. And here comes Squeezy now through the DRS zone. Was he ahead of Poe? Was he ahead of the Haas? Before the DRS zone, here comes Lambo charging up the inside. Can he try and take a late race win? And he's got the position. He'll have the DRS too. Lambo, out of nowhere, might have just stolen this race win. Poe then having to settle for second place. Blizzard then up the inside of Squeezy as they head through turn 4. And that might be it. Lambo might have just pulled off one of the great moves up in towards turn 3. And Blizzard there lost a bit of front wing. Blizzard's lost a bit of front wing. I don't know how that happened. I didn't quite see it on the stream here. And Blizzard's backed right off here. Not done yet though. Lambo has to defend from Poe. Poe wanted to go up the inside going into turn 9. Couldn't quite make it stick there. So Lambo coming around the final corner. Is he going to take his first race win of the season? Crosses a line to win, does he? Yes, he does. Lambo takes his first race win of the season. What a fantastic race that was. Squeezy finishes in P2. That's Ollie without any penalties jumping up to P3. Blizzard then comes home in 4th place, now down to 5th. He's actually got a puncture. That's why he was going so slowly. It's actually going to be Siege taking P3 with all those penalties. Siege on the podium at the moment. So Ollie in 4th, Blizzard in 5th, Poe 6th. The Gort then coming around the final few corners to finish in P7. It's been a lonely race for him, but he's got the points and finishes 7th place there. Litinho will come across the line. He's going to finish in P8. And Spike there on a new set of tyres. What happened to him late on in the race? I'm not entirely sure. I think he spun out because we saw yellow flags towards the end of that race. But Spike will pick up a 1 point in this race, with Plaster finishing in 11th place on the lead lap. But your race winner in a hectic Austrian Grand Prix. His first race win of the season, it's Lambo. What a race. That was absolutely fantastic. And as the top three celebrate, Ollie picks up a podium. A fantastic result for him. And that's the result of no penalties. Lambo, though, the winner of today. And just to correct myself there, it wasn't Ollie who got the podium because he did have a penalty. It was actually Siege picking up a podium. So, your official, unofficial results then. Lambo wins the race. Squeezy in second place. Siege in third. Ollie fourth. Blizzard dropping to fifth there with a puncture. Don't know whether he was involved in something there. But Poe finishes in sixth. The Gore in seventh. Maze in eighth. Litinho ninth. Spike in 10th. Reporting in the chat that it was a puncture. Once again, a puncture ruining Spike's day. Plaster in 11th place. Damien a lap down in 12th. Steph a lap down in 13th. Non-finishers Alan K, Sean and LMFC. What a race. That was absolutely fantastic. 4 cars for the best part of 10 laps. That was absolutely incredible. What a race. And what a win for Lambo. 25 points going his way and Blizzard dropping down to 5th with Squeezy finishes in second. With the official unofficial results could mean that gap has come down by 8 points. So unofficially the gap to the lead is now 37 points. Well. What? My voice was almost going to go there. I don't know if you could tell. But that was absolutely fantastic. We'll try and get some of the guys in Commentator's Corner. But while Siege for me there, picking up a third place there. Fantastic job from him. And that is, of course, the result of no penalties. So he picks up a podium. Great result for him. Remember, he started on the soft tyres, then got up to the super softs on lap number 21. So that was a good result from him. We'll see who sticks around for a little bit of a chat in Commentator's Corner. Before we get to Commentator's Corner, though, don't forget tomorrow is the second half of the mini league involving those 5 teams. Join Andy and I for that as we head to the classic tracks, as we like to call them, for the finale of that one. Then Thursday, it's TTL F1 again, and we're going to the British Grand Prix, and hopefully Andy is joining me for that one. I'm not entirely sure just yet. It would be great to see him back in the commentary box, though, and hopefully you'll be able to join us for then. We're going to take, I'm going to take, I should say, a quick break before Commentator's Corner. Got a glass of water beside me. I think I'm going to need that. We'll invite all the drivers in for Commentator's Corner. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the bell as well to get notified every time we go live, with races going from Tuesday, Thursdays, Fridays and Sundays, so that you never miss a race on TTTV. Commentator's Corner coming up shortly. Don't go away.